Now, one of the things that we are seeing coming from China is that the number of new energy vehicle market has surpassed the number of gas or engine cars that are being sold on a month to month, which is something that shows us that the new energy vehicle market in China is really doing exceptionally well, and companies like NIO will see or will get to see good news coming from this. I mean, today we just got to read wonderful news, a wonderful article coming from Shenzhen, which indicates that the number of charging stations in Shenzhen surpass the total number of gas stations in Shenzhen. I mean, in fact, the number of charging stations in Shenzhen is around 550, which, according to the report, it is twice as much, or that figure is twice as much the number of gas stations that you will find in Shenzhen. And it is not surprising because the very same month of June, where we saw that for the very first time the total number of new energy vehicle cars surpassing the gas cars, Shenzhen penetration at that month was 77%. So it simply means that 77 out of 100 cars that are being sold in Shenzhen are new energy vehicle cars. And it is for this reason that we continue to see, or we are seeing even the deployment of charging stations surpassing or succeeding those of gas cars. So this is something that is pretty exciting because apparently right now Shenzhen currently has 550 charging stations, and they see themselves having over 1,000 charging stations by the end of this year. And NIO, our very own NIO, it is a company that is very present in Shenzhen. They have, as it stands, over 50 battery swapping stations in Shenzhen, which shows you that they are also present, or they are present in Shenzhen, which is something that is pretty exciting. They also got charging infrastructure, though the article did not disclose how many charging infrastructure NIO has, but it has to be a lot because when it comes to the EV maker with most charging infrastructure, guess which one is dominating? It's NIO, which shows you that in most cases, or in most of the cities or areas around China, you will find most chargers being that of NIO, which is something that is just pretty exciting. I mean, to date, NIO currently has 2,508 battery swapping stations in China, and 56 of those are in Shenzhen. And it shows you the potential of NIO also in Shenzhen. The fact that they've been deploying these battery swapping stations in numbers, it shows you that they are doing also well there, and they want to bring convenience to those that buy their cars. And I said, though we did not get the actual number of charging infrastructure or charging stations or chargers that NIO has in Shenzhen, chances are very high that these charging infrastructure that is currently in Shenzhen, most of them, or some of the EV makers with most charging infrastructure, will have to be NIO, because we have seen NIO aggressively deploying infrastructure. It is for this reason that the NIO CEO also called themselves an infrastructure maniac, because of how aggressive when it comes to the deployment of both battery swapping and charging infrastructure. So I'm excited. This is good news. I mean, to see that in some of the cities the NEF penetration is already at over 77%. It tells you where China is going. It tells you, or confirms rather, what even the NIO CEO was saying, and that is in the next 2 years we'll see the NEF penetration in China getting to 80%. I think it shows you, because there are countries that by the end of this year we could see them already at that 80%, like Shenzhen, because in June they were sitting at 77%, which tells us that before the end of this year they would have passed the 80% mark. So, and the more they deploy this infrastructure in Shenzhen, is the more consumers or customers in Shenzhen will feel comfortable buying new energy vehicle cars like NIO. The more infrastructure is, the more people get comfortable going to buy new energy vehicle cars like NIO. So I'm happy, I'm excited, and I think these are good news. And I mean, who would have thought that we would see some of the cities already being at 77%? Very soon we'll be seeing other cities following the kind of footsteps that we are seeing Shenzhen doing, the kind of progress that we are seeing into Shenzhen of the new energy vehicle market penetration. I mean, part of the reason why there is a huge, of course, inflows when it comes to new energy vehicle cars is, of course, the kind of subsidies that people get when they buy EV cars. I mean, when you are swapping your old car for a new energy vehicle car, you get some good subsidy, which is why we're going to see see this market in China of new energy vehicle car continuing to flourish, which will result into companies like NIO going to do even exceptionally well in the future. I mean, cities like Shanghai, where NIO's headquarters are located, NIO currently has 156 battery swapping stations. Beijing, they have 115 battery swapping stations, which shows you that the more NIO gets to sell their cars at a city, is the more aggressive they will put infrastructure, preparing or making sure that their users are as comfortable as possible. Because Shanghai, Beijing, this is where NIO is selling most of their vehicles, which shows you of why the NIO has got so many infrastructure in Shanghai. And I hope that the more we see enough penetration also in Shenzhen, we are going to see NIO are continuously aggressive when it comes to the deployment of both battery swapping station and charging infrastructure. So I'm happy, I'm excited about this kind of news, and it shows us the potential that lies within not only the new energy vehicle market, but also to the EV car producers or EV car companies like NIO. The future is bright, blue sky is coming, and I think what we are seeing, if people think that there is going to be a slowdown in terms of sales going forward, they have to think again, because we are seeing more consumers going to or choosing new energy vehicle cars like NIO over and above your gas and engine cars, which is something that will fuel the catalyst and make the companies like NIO do exceptionally well. Otherwise, with all that, I just thought I'd just give you this quick update. Tell me what you think about this news. I think these are good news, and it tells us or show us where companies like NIO can be in the near future when it comes to the sales that they will be generating on a month to month. Blue sky is coming. That's all from me. Do your own DD before you buy NIO for the very first time, as this stock is quite volatile, and therefore it requires you to have done some due diligence so that at least you are comfortable as you are investing onto this stock. Otherwise, that's all from me, and God bless you all.